I'm going to start with something I'm very excited about. This is the new Danessa Radiant Primer. It still has Upslite in it for those of you who love blurring balm, but it's a more radiant finish now. So I just want to grab a little bit with the back of my clean brush. I like to put on the back of my hand and apply with my fingers because with primer, you just want to feel in the areas that have a little bit more texture because you don't want things to peel. And you don't need a lot of this product either. Monique is kind of neutral and it's still looking really pretty, undetectable, but just glowy. And now I'll be using the Patrick Ta Major Skin Foundation. This is really great because it's gonna give us some good coverage with the brush I chose, really dense, round brush. And I'm gonna do a first layer that's nice and sheer all over. And then I will go back in with a stamping motion and add where I want more coverage. But I do find that first sheer layer is really the key to looking nice and even and finished. And next we're going to take it, pick up a good amount, and anywhere where I need more coverage, I am going to bounce it, holding the brush perpendicular to the skin. So now I'll be using the Haus Labs concealer. I'll be using one shade to cover any blemishes, and then another shade a little bit brighter to brighten the center of the face. And just bouncing. We don't want to do any back and forth because that'll sort of lift up the layers. If we put a little bit too much product, we can kind of use our finger and tap, 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 tap. Now a little bit of a brighter shade for the under eye, just to give some dimension. Okay, so when you're doing a radiant look, especially on someone with oily skin, I have oily skin too, setting is probably like one of the most important things. You don't want to set all over because you might take some of the radiance away. It's very strategic. So I'll be using Laura Mercier Classic. I'm using an angled blush brush and I'm going to press it into the face so I don't get dusty patches. It's just going to lightly sort of distribute the powder. And I'm basically setting the place where we would put highlighter. I'm leaving that cheekbone nice and glossy. Any areas that needed a little bit more coverage, we want to make sure we look up when we set our under eye. You can use a puff, you can use any brush you want. I just love an angled blush brush because it fits nicely on the face. So because we added a little bit more coverage, we now have to go back in with a little bronzer and blush, but using the Mario Soft Sculpt. This is a light medium shade. Same brush I just used for powder, and I'm kind of blending it on my hand so that when I put it on the face, it's already blended. Tapping is your best friend. Okay, now we're gonna put some blush on. So I'll be using the Patrick Ta blush in She's Flushed. I'm gonna use a little bit more of the powder than the cream because she's oily and we already put so many radiant things on her. She doesn't need too much of the cream. So I'm gonna get a little bit of this cream and just kind of dot it on the area where I want it to be the boldest and just work my way out. And tip, I take whatever tool I use to apply foundation and I go over the blush and it softly diffuses it until it's perfect. Dot, 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 dot. Small circle, then the circle gets bigger. That'll give you the perfect blend. Okay, Monique, so we were talking about being oily girls, but still wearing radiant. We want to try this foundation. I think we nailed it with these steps. Looks really pretty.
Oh, yes.
Still looks like skin.
So glowy. I love it.
We're like almost at full coverage. We're pushing full coverage. Really pretty. Your cheeks look amazing. People pay for those cheeks.